Hello all, greetings of the day. Welcome to the online video tutorials on Module 1 ARM32-bit microcontroller. Course is Embedded System 18EC62. Myself Akshit Monnapake, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology, Bangalore. In the previous session, we have discussed about the registers and the special registers available in the Cortex-M3 processors. In this session, let us discuss about the operating mode transitions by programming the control register. The Cortex-M3 processor supports two modes of operation and two access levels as discussed earlier. So when running in the thread mode, it supports the privileged access level and the user access level. But when running in the handler mode, only the privileged level is accessed. When the processor exits reset, it is in the thread mode with privileged access rights. In the user access level of the thread mode, the access to the system control space, which is a part of the memory region for storing the configuration register and the debugging components, are blocked. The instructions that access the special registers such as the MRS and MSR cannot be used. If a program running at the user access level tries to access the system control space, a fault exception occurs. The software in the privileged access level can switch the program to the user access level using the control register. When an exception takes place, the processor always switches back to the privileged level in the handler mode. After the subroutine is executed, the program exits the subroutine and returns to the previous state. The user program cannot change back to the privileged state directly by writing into the control register. It has to go through an exception and write into the control register in the handler mode with the privilege access to return to the thread mode with privilege access. If an application program do not require the use of the user access in thread mode, it will run on the privileged access of the thread mode. If an exception occurs, the mode gets shifted to the handler mode, the subroutine is processed, and when exiting it, returns to the thread mode with privileged access rights. When an exception event takes place on the Cortex-M3 processor and it is accepted by the processor core, the corresponding exception handler is executed. To determine the starting address of the exception handler, a vector table mechanism is used. A vector table is an array of word data inside the system memory, each representing the starting address of an exception type. The vector table is relocatable and the relocation is controlled by the relocation register present within the NVIC. After reset, this relocation control register is reset to 0. Thus, the vector table is located in the address 0x0 after the reset. The address 0 cross 0 is used to store the starting value of the MSP or the main stack pointer register. The next topic is the two-stack model in Cortex-M3. The Cortex-M3 processors have two stack pointers, namely the main stack pointer and the process stack pointer. The stack pointer register to be used is controlled by the control register bit 1. When the control register bit 1 is set to 0, the main stack pointer is used for both the thread mode and the handler mode. The main program and the exception handlers share the same stack memory region, and after power off, the default setting is the MSP. When the control bit 1 is set to 1, the process stack pointer is used in thread mode. The main program and the exception handlers can have separate stack memory registers. It can prevent the stack error in user applications from damaging the stack by the operating system. The automatic stacking and unstacking use the process stack pointer, whereas the stack operation inside the handler use the main stack pointer. It is possible to read or write directly to the PSP and the MSP, provided you are at privilege level and can access the MSP and PSP values. It is not recommended to change the current stack pointer value using the high-level C program. The codes to access the stack can be seen in the left hand side and the right hand side. The left hand side represents the high level C language to access the MSP and the PSP stack pointers, whereas the right hand side we can see the assembly level code to change the values of the MSP and PSP. The next concept of Cortex M3 is the reset sequence. So after the processor exits reset, it will read two values from the memory. The first one being the address 0x0, which indicates the starting value of the stack pointer or the R13 register. And the second one is the address 0x000004, which is the reset vector, which is the starting address of program execution. Remember, the LSB of which should be always set to 1 to indicate the thumb state, since Cortex M3 does not support the ARM state. In previous ARM processors, it was executed from the starting address of 0x0. In the Cortex M3 processor, the initial value for the MSP is put at the beginning of the memory map, followed by the vector table, which contains the vector address values. The vector table can be relocated to another location later during the program execution. In addition to this, the contents of the vector table are address values and not the branch instructions. The first vector in the vector table of the exception type 1 is the reset vector, which is the second piece of data fetched by the processor after the reset. Because the stack operation in the Cortex M3 is a fully descending stack, that means the stack pointer decrements before each store, the initial stack value should be set to the first memory after the top of the stack region. This figure indicates the reset sequence across the timeline for operation after reset. Let us take an example for the reset sequence. If you have a stack memory range from 0x2000 to 2000 that is 1 KB, the initial stack value should be set to 20008000. The vector table starts after the initial stack pointer value. The first vector is the reset vector. In the Cortex M3, the vector address in the vector table should have their LSB set to 1 so as to indicate the thumb code, as Cortex M3 do not support the ARM code. For that reason, the previous example has 0x101 in the reset vector, whereas the boot code starts from the address 0x100. After the reset vector is fetched, the Cortex M3 can then start to execute the program from the reset vector address and begin the normal operations. It is necessary to have the stack pointer initialized because some of the exceptions, such as the non-maskable interrupts, can happen right before the reset, and the stack memory could be required for the handler for those particular exceptions. Thank you for watching this video. This completes the module 1 of embedded systems, that is the ARM 32-bit microcontroller.